So first of all, download Windows Server. If you are already downloaded, good. Okay, so then download 2019 or 2016, both are same only. Okay, environment wise, working wise, both are same. Only some features may difference, but still it is okay. Okay, better is 19. So how to download? First of all, in Google Windows Server 2019 download. You'll get a Evolution Center. Okay, go to Evolution Center. So here it is. Click here. Okay, you want to trial few things like a Microsoft SQL servers, Microsoft Windows 10 Enterprise servers, HyperV servers. Okay, so HyperV server. Okay, like that, Hyper-V servers, like that. So essentials, server essentials. Okay, compulsory. You must know how to. Sorry. You want to download and use it. You can you can download it from the Evolution Center. It's like a trial version type, but full product, but it works for a particular days only, like a 90 days, 180 days, like that. Admin Center is an application. Admin Center is an application. Okay. This is new Windows Server 2022. Okay. In a server, we have a mainly three editions are there. Server 2019. In the 19, we have a server standard edition and data center edition is also there. Okay. Standard edition and data center edition is there. So go to description there. Maybe you can find something from here. Okay, standard edition, data center edition. Okay, again, when you are installing, there is a installation options also there. Server core, server with a desktop. There's a mainly two installation options. When you are installing, so there is a server core is there. Be careful when you are installing, guys. It is showing recommended options, but it is not recommended for us. That is for organization recommendation only, not for us. Okay. In a server core, you won't get any kind of GUI interface. No GUI interface, does not include GUI interface. Without GUI, you can't work with the Windows Server kind of stuff. Desktop experience editions are GUI based. So what we require. Okay. You have a very less RAM capacities. Okay. You don't want GUIs like you can able to manage with the CLI. Okay. Or you don't want to more RAM consumption or more system resources consumption for running a machine. Okay, you want to give more to the services, not to the server OS. Then also you can choose server core. Server core can be operated with the commands, PowerShells commands, admin center, okay, and remote server manager tools. So that is a server core option. These are the two installation options. Okay. So where it is? This is Evolution Center. You have to download it from the Microsoft Evolution Center. So you can download ISO image file. Okay. Yeah. So that is one thing. You can click on a continue, fill this form, continue, and download, just like how you download a Windows 10 Enterprise. This is we are using for our learning purpose. So you can use a Evolution is better. For example, you want to use it for a production purpose. If you want to use it for a production purpose, you have to use paid. Okay. Initially you can use trial version. Later you have to use paid versions. Means you have to buy a license for using Windows Server 2000 16 or 19 or 12. Okay, so you can go to Microsoft Azure. You can create your own virtual machine with a server 2019 in it. Just single system configuration related. And also go to system requirements to install Windows Server. These are the basic requirements. CPU. CPU is 1.4 gigahertz. Minimum requirements. CPU 1.4 gigahertz, compulsory 64-bit processor. Okay, these are all different points. Okay, next one is RAM. Any operating system you are installing. So first of all, you have to check minimum CPU and what type of processor bit you have to use it, and how much RAM you want to use it, and how much disk space is required. So 512 MB RAM and 2 GB RAM. Two are there. 512 MB RAM for a server core. Okay. Next, 2 GB RAM for server with a desktop experience. 2 GB for a server core desktop experience. Next, disk space requirement. Okay, disk space requirement is completely 64-bit. Minimum 32 GB is required. If in case if you are using a server core mode, 4 GB is enough. Okay, so 4 GB for server core and 32 GB for server with a desktop experience. Okay, so whatsoever it is, guys, whatsoever it is. So CPU, we have a single CPU, compulsory 64-bit CPU. It is okay, 1.4 gigahertz. Generally, it is same. So nowadays we are getting much better. X64 compulsory.
Sir, what is the RAM, sir? Required RAM?
RAM 2 GB RAM.
Required RAM.
2 GB. That's I'm rewriting again. Don't get confused. We are using desktop experience. GUI mode. So compulsory you have to take like this. 32 GB hard disk space is required. Okay. But again, 8 GB laptop people are there, right? 8 GB physical RAM. 8 GB RAM people. The physical RAM means 2 GB for VM. 8 GB RAM people, 2 GB for virtual machine. Okay, so 4 GB. If anybody having a 4 GB RAM, give 1 GB. Guys, it's very slow. Okay, but still you have to do it. That's it. Okay, 8 GB physical RAM, 2 GB virtual machine, like this. So here it is 2 GB it is showing, but still if your laptop is 4 GB, 1 GB virtual machine. So this is the thing. So minimum requirements, okay, for your laptop virtual machine requirements. This is the from where you want to download. That is the one. And two type of installation option is, one is server core, desktop experience. Okay, in a one single server, we have a server core in 2016, Windows Server 2016. Sorry, in 2008, we have a two mods. One is server core, another one is a desktop experience GUI type. Okay, core type, GUI type. In Windows 2016, they introduced server core, desktop experience, means GUI, nano servers. Nano servers. Nano servers cannot install in physically in physical machines. It is nothing but a HyperV virtual machine. We can only work with a HyperV only. Okay, it is a HyperV VMs. It is a Hyper-V virtual machine only. Okay, we can't install like a server core and all. Next, again, server core. Advantage of server core is less hardware footprint. Okay, meaning is it utilize less hardware resources. Less hardware resources. So compared to GUI model, nano servers very less hardware resources required. Okay, so 512 MB disk, 512 MB RAM is enough. Okay, very less, but so only for security reasons we are using server core kind of stuff. Okay. Already I given some points here. Okay, just I'm waiting to this is completed. Okay, then all I will gain the RAM. Otherwise system is become very busy. I want 4 GB RAM to install. Okay, you can try installation. Already I forwarded it. Okay, look at the video and you can do it. Otherwise no problem, tomorrow you can do it installation. Okay, but I want to tell some few more things about a server kind of stuff, because it's also a very important notes about Windows Server 2016 or 19. So these are the minimum requirements to install. There is a three things are there. One is server core and desktop experience. These are the installation modes. But there is a one more type of server is that is nano server introduced in 2016. Okay, it is not a server installed directly in your physical machine or a virtual machine. It is we can only we do it with a Hyper-V environment. Okay, it is not a CLI, not a GUI. No CLI, no GLI. Only very basic interface is there. Very basic interface is there. Only access PowerShell direct. Okay, or server manager kind of stuff. Remote server manager. Okay, so that is the thing. Next, in Windows servers, you have editions. Okay, we have editions also there. One is standard. Second one is data center. Okay. So what is the difference between standard and data center? Both are same based on number of roles, features, number of roles, features, feature wise also same, roles wise it is also same. Okay, both are same roles, same features. Okay, number of users and computer support, computers, number of users, computers, devices or a computer support is there. Same only. Okay, minimum requirements, minimum requirements and maximum limits also same, no difference. Okay, so in generally number of CPU requirement, number of CPU max limit, number of CPU cores are like this. It's CPU kind of stuff. 64 socket or 640 cores. Okay, it means 64 CPUs you can install. Okay, we have a one CPU for a laptop, one CPU for a desktop is there. No, one CPU is there, and on motherboard one CPU you can put it. But in a server, motherboards are very big one. You can put a 2, 4, 8 like that. You can able to put it. So like that, totally 64 CPUs you can able to put it. That's a number of sockets are 64 sockets it will support. Per core, it is 10 cores are there. Then it is 64 cores it will support. Okay, so RAM size, it's a 4 terabyte of RAM it support. Maximum RAM support. Maximum RAM support. Disk is very big one. Both are same guys, no difference. But only one difference is there. That is, remember this one. In a standard edition, only can run two VMs, virtual machines in Hyper-V. You will get a two virtual machines license per V per license, per core license it is. Per core license. Here it is. And create unlimited. Example, you don't want any virtual machines, no Hyper-V requirement. Then go for standard only. Okay, you don't at all any Hyper-V is required. Go for standard because standard is cheaper than unlimited data center. So you can create unlimited VMs in Hyper-V. Of course, it is also a per core license. Per license, I have to type per license, but license in the terms of per core only. That's why I'm directly cancel. So, but you can run 1024 VMs only at a time. Okay, so that is the difference between standard and data center. One more is there, essential. Essential is a very limited kind of stuff. So you can go to this essentials. So it is still loading. Essentials having a column. So only it is 25 devices, 25 users, 50 devices. It is 25 users and support 50 devices. Possible, no domain, joining, kind of stuff. Yeah, someone sending a message. I think people are not understanding. Socket and core explain. Okay, now I will explain it. No domain joining, no domain controller kind of stuff. So that is I will explain. Let this domain joining kind of stuff. Next, limited number of roles and features. So these are the mainly 3 additions. So standard, data center, essentials. One more is that is called as a HyperV addition directory. This HyperV server, not addition, it is directly HyperV server. It is core HyperV. It is a core hypervisor. Okay, it is a core hypervisor. Core hypervisor, no OS roles. No server OS, no GUI, no roles and features except Hyper-V. Okay, like this. This is the socket and cores. Okay, so that is a CPU technology. Earlier days we have a single CPU. Okay, when CPU type of computers are launched. Okay, from ICs to chips. Okay, CPU type of microprocessor models are launched, right? So 8085, 8086 kind of stuff, single processor. Okay, single processor. Later on days, single processor tasking management is very less. So each processor means the single processor, okay, having its own cache, built-in cache is there. So forget about it. So single processor. So you want to put the processor into a processor socket, right? Socket or a slot is there. This is CPU socket. It just look like this is a CPU socket. Different CPU sockets. Okay. Now, so we put a processor into CPU socket. So that's a single processor. So later, people making two processors. So they put a two processors as a single processor. Okay, as a single processor into a single socket. So this is called a dual core. Means two processors in the single processor place, single socket. Dual core. Okay, I'm trying to explain cores here. Okay, next one is core to geo model. It means it's a single processor. You divide it into two parts. One is core 0, another one is core 1. This is a dual core. Sorry, core to geo model. Core to geo model. Next, it is also a single processor. It divided into 4 parts. Single processor divided into 4 parts. Quad core processor. Quad core processor. Okay. So performance, task handling, multitask handling is improves if number of cores are increases. In your mobile phones, you have a octa core, deca core processors are there, no? Same thing. Octa core processor, deca core processor, like that. In mobile phone, we use multiple applications and all, of course laptop also, desktops also. So whatsoever it is, that's it can handle more type of task. Okay, immediately. So this is like a single processor, dual core processor. Dual core means 2 processors and is into one single processor. This is a server core. Same processor but divided into multiple. This is also called as hyperthreading. Hyperthreading is another concept. Hyperthreading means each core again divided into 2 parts. Okay, this is called a hyperthreading. So basically number of cores are 2 or 4, like that only. But because of hyperthreading, it gives you experience. It's like a octa core type. See, this is 4 core processor, but it is function like a octa core processor. Means again each core is divided into 2 parts. That is a hyperthreading. Okay, this is about a core. Core means it's a part of processor. Okay. Next, single core processors are a multi-core processor. Whatever it is a single processor. Whatever it is, it's a single processor, single socket. It is single socket. You know, earlier days we don't have much core technologies. We don't have much core technologies. So what they do, still, of course, this thing is still people are doing. So whether you are using a multi-core processor or a single core processor, okay, so on motherboard they put a multiple sockets like this. Okay, so like this. So earlier days we don't have dual core to geo kind of stuff. In that time only what they put a on the motherboard, they put a processor 1 and processor 2, like this. Socket 1, socket 2, socket 3, socket 4, like that. It is a number of sockets, the single motherboard. Look at here, it contains 4 sockets. 1, 2, 3, 4 sockets. Okay. Like this, our server support 64 sockets. Each processor depends upon number of cores. So processor having a cores, but motherboard having a sockets to put a processor as a single unit. Okay, understand? Is it completed or not completed? Not completed this one. No, sorry, I can't able to show you how to install. So tomorrow we'll see how to install a 2019 server. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, from tomorrow the classes will be on morning session or evening session?
Actually, afternoon is better for me, but for you it is good. Okay. So guys, can you make it at 9:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So start joining from 9:30. So I will start by maximum 9:45, like that. Okay. 9:45 by 10.
Okay, sir. From 9:30 to at till what time it will be?
1:30.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, 1:30.
Okay, sir.
Even it little bit late also no problem. So we'll complete now.
Okay, sir. Morning means if it is a little bit late also, there is no problem, sir. But evening we will be scheduling our plans for evening if there is any work.
Uh,
So,
so what sir it is? Afternoon is a sleeping time. Evening is a irritation time for a lot of people, including me. Okay, so we'll shift it to morning for a few days at least. Okay, so tomorrow morning only. Day after tomorrow morning and evening. I think I will tell you tomorrow. Okay.
sir, what about the Cyber's class from 3 4 days? He is not taking. So, if there will
No,
be
no.
any
Sai
class.
sir is taking 15th batch.
Okay,
Cloud.
okay.
Okay, so I'm handling 15 batch. So I took your batch and I gave 15 batch to Sai sir. Cloud computing,
Okay.
no, it is a purely theory mainly, and also he will
Okay.
show AWS practical.
Okay, okay.
Okay, I don't do AWS practical for a student, so just I will keep it myself on that one. Okay, so this
Okay.
is okay. So morning, try to be in the 9:30. Okay, maximum I'll start by 9:45.
Okay, sir.
That's it, guys. Okay. So this is the theory. So then today I explained. So try it. Okay. So where is this? This is not completed. I need a RAM. I do in a VMware only, VMware workstation only. We have our one machine. So, no problem.
Sir, one more thing today.